Founders who moved the fastest have all made the same decision early on. They designed the company differently from day one. At Seed, most founders obsess over product and hiring. Very few think about company structure. But we think that's a mistake in today's technological environment, because structure compounds faster than almost anything else. In the 1800s, railways grew faster than anyone could imagine. Trains were crashing, schedules broke, tracks weren't built fast enough, and coordination failed. The fix was creating hierarchy, the original org chart. And it worked, but it was optimized for control, not creativity. And for the next 100 years, companies copied that model. More people, more layers, more managers. What makes AI a true inflection point isn't just technology, it fundamentally changes how we think about modern company organization. Today, the biggest constraint for early startups we see isn't coordination, it's speed. And we've written about speed as your biggest strength as a startup many times. AI changed what one person could do. A single hire can now ship product, run experiments, and automate workflows, and that used to take teams of people along with good management. But the problem is that most founders are still hiring like they're building a startup back in 2015. That gap here is that if you don't adopt this new structure and mindset, your momentum dies. So we're going to share how to overcome this mental shift and move with speed in your organization. From a seed investor's perspective, the fastest teams are designed for leverage, not headcount. Structure isn't an HR problem, it's a product decision from day one. The best companies optimize for three things: shipping at speed, creative iteration, decision velocity. Anything that slows these down should be defined as technical debt. Here's a principle we see winning over and over. Company form always follows function. If your job is speed and learning, then hierarchy is the friction. And we know that flattening did not start with AI.
Create teams that are no larger than can be fed with two pizzas.
Amazon's two pizza teams were built for autonomy. Atlassian's pods were built to reduce handoffs. AI has now pushed this to the extreme. Teams can be smaller, roles can be broader. People should feel free to move across functions without asking permission. That's why we're now seeing seed stage companies hit real traction with 10 or 12 people. And if we extrapolate this, we also expect to see what we call the 3-person unicorn. Which brings us to early hiring. Your first hires shouldn't own functions, they should own outcomes. AI handles playbooks, process, and repetition. Humans are hired for judgment, taste, and decisions that matter. That's why job titles are changing. Head of sales becomes head of outreach. Head of marketing becomes head of growth. Their role isn't manage the machine. Their role is produce the result. And how these people work together matters just as much. When coordination is automated, the reason to spend time together is now purely for innovation. The fastest early teams don't hand work off, they diagnose, decide, and ship as a unit. That's why early teams increasingly look like archetypes, not departments. Ways of thinking, not org boxes. And for startups, this works best in person. Speed comes from shared context and fast feedback loops. Then there's the hardest filter, people. In an AI-first company, mindset matters more than raw skill. We look for people who are comfortable changing how they work. People we like to say have strong opinions that are loosely held. A refusal to experiment with AI is a big red flag, but blind faith in AI is also a red flag. What works is informed humility. Let AI do what it's good at, and let humans focus on judgment, creativity, and relationships. And of course, leadership changes too. As teams flatten, vision carries more weight. If people don't understand why they're building, speed can turn into chaos. The best AI native founders delegate early on in a company's timeline to the people and to the systems. They don't manage every process, they design environments that move. The strongest founders we see do three things consistently. They know when to trust AI and when to override it. They know what's worth shipping in a world of infinite drafts, and they design clean handoffs between automated work and human judgment. In the 1800s, org charts solved the coordination problem they were facing. And now in 2026, early founders need to solve for ways to increase speed and creativity. If you build your company for the last era, investors will feel it in your velocity long before the metrics show it. And by the time you notice, the faster teams are already out of sight.